welcome all viewers today again on the platform of International Association for Quality Education Sri Lanka and Dr. Kalam International Foundation India as a part of the capacity building program and pre-conference activities for the International Conference for Quality Education, soon to be held in India, New Delhi, India. Today, as a continuation of the last few sessions, we have yet another 3 selected, shortlisted, excellent educators who are about to present their lesson plans, who took part in the innovative lesson planning contest held by DKIF and who have taken part and have been selected on the basis of their excellent content, which was judged by an eminent jury on the basis of their applicability in terms of the new education policy, the national curriculum frameworks, the innovative practices, STEAM education, incorporation of life skills, all the 21st century skills, research methodology incorporation, and host of other multidisciplinary aspects that they could incorporate in their lesson plans and make them dynamic and pedagogically sound. So these are the 3 among the several shortlisted candidates who are about to present their lesson plans to you. And before we begin with the lesson plans, I would again inform you about the eminent jury that we are having. We have Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, who is an IIT alumni and a science masterclass in herself. She has been a master trainer in the entire Indian subcontinent and abroad for various programs, educational programs. We also have Ms. Prerna Chauhan, who has been a figure in herself regarding the educational domain, where she has incorporated research methodology, multidisciplinary teaching, STEAM education, and made her school and the entire domain around her so educationally dynamic, and that all the students of her school, the teachers of her school, are very, very actively practicing NEP and NCF. She has been instrumental in holding this contest also for the lesson plan, innovative lesson planning, and she's a part of the jury also. Welcome, Dr. Rashmi Tyagi and Dr. Prerna Chauhan. We are extremely honored to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Shweta ma'am. We are eager to see yet another session for the presentation of innovative lesson plan.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I am excited too. So let's dive into it. I would call Ms. Kazi Misbah first. She is from Dubai, Indian Academy, Dubai, and she is from biology.
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Biology. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so
hand
much.
Over the stage to you. Kindly present your plan.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to thank the DKIF for giving me an opportunity to present my lesson plan. So I'll be dealing with the nucleus structure of nucleus, grade 8. So the structure of nucleus is the commanding center of the cell. It is also called the brain of the cell. So I'll be dealing with this. So I'm going to start up with my lesson, like whatever the students know about the structure of nucleus. I hope they have little bit idea about this nucleus structure. In the previous classes, they would have studied about the cell. So I would have to have a recapitulation activity with them. So I am going to have a nucleus rap battle where students will recapitulate the structure of nucleus and compose lyrics of 4 lines. So they will be composing lyrics, and I'm going to hold a rap battle competition among the students and vote for the most informative and entertaining rap. So this is one kind of, music and science to make this learning about the nucleus. So whatever they know, I'm beginning with I'm beginning the lesson with recapitulation. So whatever they have the previous knowledge about. So moving on to the learning objective. So what we'll be dealing in this class is to unravel the mysteries of the nucleus through engaging simulations and thought-provoking inquiries. So this is what is my learning objective, to unravel the mysteries of the nucleus through engaging simulations and thought-provoking inquiries. So I believe in having an innovative starter always, because I feel that a class will be interesting only when it's given with activities. So we will be having a do-it-yourself activity. So this is called DNA origami. So where the students will be watching the video, which I'm playing over here. So based on the video, which is played over here, students will be making a structure of DNA. So they will be following the instructions, whatever is there in this video, and they'll be making the structure of DNA. So this would be my starter warm-up activity. Yeah, by looking into this, the students will prepare this DNA structure. So it is here I'm going to integrate art over here in the starter itself. So where I will be throwing few questions, critical thinking questions like, why did you create this model? So we are dealing with the structure of nucleus, but why did you create this DNA model? Is it related to structure of nucleus or any other organelle in the cell? So this is what some, something I'm asking them to critically think and analyze. So why they are going to create this DNA model in DNA instead of nucleus. Okay, so this will be my starter. So there is a big idea question. So let me critically analyze the starter. So I'm going to throw a question, critical analysis question over here. Like, how does the structure of DNA within the nucleus influence the inheritance of traits from parents to offsprings? So by now they have got an idea, like, yeah, there is this DNA which is present in the nucleus. So how does that structure of DNA within the nucleus influence the inheritance of traits, that is characters, from parents to offspring? So this is one big idea question which I am going to throw on them, and I'll come back to this question because I want to see the attainment at the last. So I'll be coming back to this question. Now, as you can see here, now they have little bit of idea of what is the structure of nucleus. So I'm going to have I am going to demonstrate an hands-on activity, like how will the structure of nucleus look like. And I'm going to set a time limit because I have to take care that the time does not exceed. So I have set a time limit, and there is a simulation which I will be demonstrating. I'll be sharing this link to the students where they will be performing individually, so that this will become one individual kind of task for them. So I would just like to open this and show. So this is a kind of simulation. So where, the students can try on their own. Okay. So this is one kind of lab activity as well, wherein I'll be giving them the instructions. So they'll be following according to me. So this is what the DNA is, which they have prepared. Now, where is this DNA? Why this DNA is used? So it is used in forensic evidences. So where it is actually present. So you can see it is present in the nucleus. So this I'll be demonstrating them. In the nucleus, there are thread-like structures called chromosomes, chromatin material, histone, and you see this is the DNA that is present over here. Okay, now how to extract this DNA from the cheek cells? So as you can see, these are the cheek cells. So we are going to extract this DNA from the cheek cells. So there are 4 steps here. We are going to collect the cheek cells. We are bursting cells to release the DNA. We are separating the DNA from proteins and debris. We are isolating the concentrated DNA here. So these are the materials we require: warm water bath, microcentrifuge, micropipette, buccal swab. These are the microtips. And these are the solutions which we require: lysis solution, concentrated salt solution, suspension buffer, ethanol, and so on. So now, as you can see here, I'm taking this and I'm swabbing here. And this is the vial. It consists of large number of human cheek cells. So I'm going to burst the cell open. So I'm going to add lysis solution into this. So as I add lysis solution, the cells will burst open. I'm going to place this in hot water bath. So as you can see here, this is human cheek cells. So all the cells will burst open to release this DNA. So you all know DNA is present inside the nucleus. Yeah, all the proteins will also be broken down, and this is the DNA. So proteins are called histones here. So I have to separate the proteins. Still some amount of proteins and debris will be remaining. So for that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to place I'm going to add this concentrated salt solution over here. So why I'm doing this? In order to remove the proteins and other debris that are present. So as you can see here, whatever the proteins or debris are there, they'll be removed and only DNA will be separated. So I have to isolate this DNA now. So if I have to isolate this DNA, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place this in a centrifuge, microcentrifuge. It is an apparatus with a high-speed rotating force. You can see the sediments of particles will get separated. So I'm going to close the lid. So it's already done. Now all the proteins and debris are separated. This is the collection of debris. So the upper part is called supernatant and the lower part is called debris pellet. So I want only the supernatant, which consists of DNA. So I'm going to take the supernatant, that is the liquid part, and I'm pouring in another vial because it is my interest. So then I'm going to add this isopropyl alcohol into it. So when I add this isopropyl alcohol, chilled one, so as you can see, the DNA will get precipitated out. And these DNA can be visually seen like this. So this is how I have isolated the DNA. So this will be hands-on activity, which I will be doing. and students will also be performing along with me, which will be an individual task. So then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to divide the students in the groups. Now, the teaching strategy. Now, how I'm going to divide them into groups is, I'm making them heterogeneous grouping. That means I'm mixing all the high achievers, middle achievers, and lower achievers in a group, because I do not want to segregate the activities. I want to give them a choice, like which activity they want to choose, they can choose. And the teaching strategy which I'm using here is something called jigsaw classroom and station rotation. So I'm dividing the class into different stations, and the strategy which I'm using is both, that is jigsaw classroom as well as the station rotation. So what I'm going to do here is, the students are divided into small groups. Each group member will become an expert on specific aspect of the material given. Okay, so after individual preparation, students will regroup themselves so that each new group will contain one expert on each aspect. Now, the expert will be seated in their respective stations, and other members will rotate the stations and gain knowledge from each group. So till here is the jigsaw classroom, where I'm going to divide them into small groups, assigning certain topics, where each member in the group will become expert. Other members will contribute to that group in becoming expert, and that expert will be seated in that particular station. They can reform the groups or they can remain in the same groups. It's left to them. Now the expert will be seated in their classroom, and this is called station rotation, where the other members will come to that particular person and they will be having a station rotation to gain the knowledge from each group. So this strategy here, students learn from other stations. So students learn from themselves here. Now it's an activity time. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give them activities. So this is one activity where the investigation of trait is given. Trait investigation. So what is this they are going to do in this activity is, they will research the genetic basis of the trait and create a presentation explaining how variations in DNA sequences contribute to the inheritance of the trait. So I'm connecting here to other subjects like ICT, where they are going to create a presentation. And here, as you can see, I have created a WEGOL. Now, what is this WEGOL? WEGOL is nothing but it is what a good one will look like. So by the time the students take their devices and, they research a lot, it takes a lot of time. So I'm keeping the materials ready for them, so that if they scan this QR code, they can get trait investigation thing. So I have already researched and created this QR code for them. So this is something called WEGOL, which I'll be sharing. So this is one activity. This is called Family Trait Survey. So basically 3 activities I have taken. So students will conduct a survey among their family members to gather information about inherited traits such as hair color, eye color, dimples. So they will compile the data and create visual presentation, and they will represent it in the form of a bar graph or a pie chart. Why they are doing this? Basically to analyze the inheritance pattern within the family. So I'm connecting this activity is cross-curricular linked with maths, because they are preparing bar graph, pie chart, and so on. And somewhere it is related to medical as well, and history as well, because they are conducting a survey here. So for this also, in order to avoid their time, I have created a WEGOL. If they just can put this, they can get the material. And this is the third activity, where they will identify nucleus with the help of a plant cell and extract DNA from any source. It could be a fruit source, it could be a vegetable source, or it could be an animal source. It could be anything for that matter, where they'll be doing this. Even the procedure for this, I have uploaded here. If you just scan this, you can get the procedure for this. So this is something called WEGOL, which is what a good one will look like. So Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give chance to the children, like any group can select any activity, and exactly I'm going to give them 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes, the expert will become the student who is little bit, high achiever. He'll become expert in the topic given, and later there will be a station rotations that will be occurring, and based on that, the students will gather the information regarding each and every topic by rotating their stations. So this is one of the station rotation task. So once these activities are done, there is a time limit for each activity. Each activity is given 5 minutes. So I'm ensuring that there is this timer bomb that is set, so that, if one activity is not done, the students will take care of the time properly. So once everything is done, again, I'll come back to the critical analysis question. That is, how does the structure of DNA help within the nucleus? Within the nucleus, help to carry the characters from the parents to their offsprings. So by now they will have an idea, like they have done a family trait survey, they have done trait investigation. So with these two things, they will come to know, how these traits are inherited from parents to offsprings, and students will come up with uh, answers regarding this. So initially they were not knowing about anything about traits, what is traits and everything, but now there is a series of progress that has been seen in this question. Then I would like to show them one new learning, which is beyond the topic. So, like, what is the new learning that has happened in the class? So, this is what I would like to show them, a small video. So they have found a new DNA structure now. So wherein the students will be curious to know about this. So the structure is completely different from the normal structure over here. So this is what the new learning that has happened. Okay, then my last part would be plenary, which is assessment. So I can have a rapid fire round over here, or I can make use of this jigsaw puzzle. Now, what is this jigsaw puzzle? There is a jigsaw planet where there are puzzles of the structure of nucleus and DNA, where you can ask the students to, arrange them properly according to their thing. Or I will use exit cards, and I'll be making sure that whatever the scientific terms they have learned, like, DNA, what is the full form of DNA? So they will be using all those scientific terms in order to understand. So I'll be testing their scientific vocabulary, and there will be brief questioning among the groups as well. After each and every task, there will be a brief questioning among the groups, or I can show them this quizzes where I'll be displaying this on the board. I'll generate a code, so the students will join to this quiz, and they'll come to know, what they have studied about this nucleus. Then comes the SDG stamping. So here I'm connecting this topic to the SDG goals. So what I'm going to do them is, I'm asking them to connect this topic with the learning objective and stamp the SDGs in their notebook. So they will be having this printouts of them. So they will be stamping in their notebooks. So SDG stamping is done. And I'm going to give them an reinforcement task, a research task, wherein I'm going to take a case study here. So Say there is a father who argues that he's not my son. How is this issue? How this issue can be resolved? Is it related to DNA? So the students will find out the answer for this. So this will be the reinforcement task of this topic. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to present my lesson on this international platform.
So much, ma'am. It was a wonderful plan. I really enjoyed watching. But I would invite Prerna ma'am to come in and provide us some feedback on this lesson plan.
Ms. Misbah, you have presented a very good lesson plan on this platform. The recapitulation and warm-up you have connected with the art integration, that is the utmost requirement to make class joyful and enjoyable. So when they create something and when they warm up with the art integrated thing, then the learning will be really, really helpful for them. And I have seen the virtual lab inclusion. So you have taken the pedagogy, that is the lab learning pedagogy, which develops the intuition and deeper understanding of concept. It also develops the critical and quantitative thinking. It also enhances the data analysis skill. So in that way, you have connected the three learning domain, that is the cognitive, psychomotor, and the affective domain, because children are learning by doing method. So it's a long lasting impact of learning. And here you have included jigsaw method. So it is also another kind of learning of the 7C competencies, that is the collaboration. So a student will be understand how to work in the team. And during this whole lesson plan, one thing I would like to mention over here, that you are continuously keep this in mind, that is the time management. That is very
Yes.
wonderful. We create lesson plan and we include a lot of things, but we will not keep in mind that is the time management. One suggestion of mine over here, that when we create learning outcome, they should have the characteristic, and characteristics of learning outcome should be SMART. That is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So when you create the learning outcome, you mention these things while presenting. So that was one lacking I found over here. The rest of the lesson plan was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your feedback. I'll definitely include the SMART, whatever you told me.
So much, Prerna ma'am. And now is the time for the next participant. And I would enthusiastically invite Ms. Manju N. She is from Kerala, India. Chinmay Vidyalaya, Kerala, India. Ms. Manju N., I invite you to present your lesson plan.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, Manatol. First of all, let me thank the entire team of Dr. Kalam International Foundation for conducting such type of a wonderful contest for the teachers. Very, very interesting it is. Actually, we set the lesson plan always, but this type of a contest is not there, not at all there. So this will definitely encourage all the teachers here. And let me thank the entire team for selecting my lesson plan and giving me an opportunity to present it in this wonderful platform. Now, let me share, first of all, let me share the lesson plan which I have sent. Yes, is it visible now?
It is visible, ma'am.
Okay, okay. And see, I have taken it. This was the lesson plan which I have sent, and my topic is volume of record from the chapter surface area and volume from grade 9 mathematics. Okay, my subject is mathematics, and I will explain this particular lesson plan through a PowerPoint presentation. Yes. Is it visible?
It's perfectly visible, ma'am. Please go on.
Okay. Being a mathematics teacher, let me welcome each and every one of you to the wonderful magical world of mathematics. Then, as you know, this mathematics is like a huge tree having different branches. And when we start the lesson, usually what I will do is, whatever chapter I am taking, I will introduce the branch of that particular chapter first. Then say, can anyone tell me, when we hear the word mathematics or next period is mathematics, so what will be coming into your mind first? Can anyone answer? Mathematics. The word mathematics means what will come into our mind? Anybody can answer. Yes. 1 second, okay. 1 second. Problems are coming, confusion is coming. Oh, boring. Yes, this problem now, actually, wherever problems are there, the solution will also be there. It's or no. For removing the confusion, this maths teacher can bring some interesting fact to the classroom. And actually, so one answer like boring is also there. So this maths now, it is not at all boring, my dear. Okay, problems means definitely we need to do not focus on the problem. Definitely, wherever there is a problem, there will be a solution also. Okay, and first of all, when we are asking this particular this question to the children, they will definitely say numbers. Yes or no? Because numbers are the heroes in the world of mathematics, I will say. So the branch which we are dealing with, numbers or learning numbers and number operations, is coming under the branch of arithmetic. And then we have algebra. I have listed some of the branches here. Just for an information, algebra means it is the interaction of numbers with the alphabets from A to Z alphabets from the English word. Then we have geometry is there, mensuration is there. These two branches I will explain again. Then coordinated geometry means it is the study of points in a plane. Trigonometry, it is the study of height and distance. Statistics means it is the study of data. Probability, it deals with chances. Okay, then these are some of the branches I have listed here. Now see, the most beautiful branch of mathematics, it is actually geometry. Okay, can anyone tell me why this geometry is so beautiful than numbers? If we want to experience the beauty of mathematics, we need to study geometry. Yes, shapes. Okay, it is a study of shapes. Shapes we can, yes, nature filled with mathematical shapes. Okay, if you want to enjoy the beauty of the nature, that definitely lies in the hands of mathematics, I will say. This one, see, actually, when we are learning about numbers, it is totally abstract ideas are coming. Okay, the great mathematician Aryabhatta and Brahmagupta, they have given us the, they have introduced us a zero to us, and zero, they told zero is round in shape. Okay, we believed. Nobody has seen the numbers. But if we want to see or study shapes, we can see the shapes. If we want to study about a cylinder, we can sit by the side of a cylinder, and then we can study about cylinder. Okay, this rainbow, beautiful rainbow, it is made up of semicircles from mathematics. And the next branch I want to show is mensuration. Many of us will be having a confusion. What about the geometry and the mensuration? Mensuration means it deals with the measurements of geometrical shapes. Study of perimeter and area, surface area and volume, everything coming under mensuration. And my topic, volume of a cone, is coming from the branch mensuration. Now, the topic is volume of a cone, and the learning objectives of this particular class is to recall plane figures and solid shapes, to recall surface area and volume, to distinguish between surface area and volume, to recall volume of a cylinder, and the main concept to identify or understand volume of a cone, to distinguish between volume and capacity, to apply the knowledge of volume of a cone in daily life, to correlate the concept of volume with daily life, to investigate conical objects and their use in daily life, to develop skill in doing problems based on volume of a cone, and to create interest in the study of mathematics. Usually the flow of mathematics class is like we must check the previous knowledge and we need to introduce the new concept, and then we can move to the application level. Based on the learning objectives, I have, we have all the learning outcomes also. After learning the particular concept, some changes will be definitely happening in our children. Now again, the first part, this previous knowledge checking. For checking the previous knowledge, teacher can ask plenty of questions in the classroom, or we can bring some models to the classroom and we can show them, and or students can suggest their own examples also. So from the base, we can start. This solid shapes, and topic is volume of a cone. So what are plane figures? And then solid shapes, they must remember. So in the left side, I have all the plane figures there. We have our rectangle. I'm sorry, 1 second. Rectangle, then we have square, then we have this triangle, this circle. Everything is two-dimensional objects there. And on the right side, I have included our cylinder. Then our Mother Earth. Mother Earth is in the shape of a sphere. Then we have conical ice creams. Okay, in this way, by asking questions, bringing models, and suggesting some examples, we can make them remember about the plane figures and solid shapes. Then the next previous knowledge needed is about what is surface area and volume. Many students will be making a mistake in between the surface area and volume. So when we are giving some questions based on surface area, they will apply the equation for finding out volume. And when we are asking questions for some children, I am telling, when we are asking a question about volume, there are chances to apply the equation for surface area. So for making them remember about surface area and volume, here I have a video.
In this set of videos, we will be looking at the volume and surface areas of various shapes and figures. The good thing is that we need to understand just two things: volume and surface area. First, let's look at what surface area means. We all know how a rectangle looks like. Something like this. There are two things that define a rectangle: length and its breadth. So what is its surface area? It's simple. The area of the surface it covers. Its area is defined as its length multiplied by its breadth. A special case of a rectangle is a square. It's a rectangle which has its length equal to its breadth. Let's say both the length as well as its breadth equal S units. Its area will equal S times S, which is S squared unit. If you already have it, make sure you see our videos based on perimeter and area, where we have shown how these formulae are derived. Anyway, why did we need to know this? Now look at this three-dimensional box. How do we find its surface area? The surface area of a shape is the area its surface covers. If you look carefully, you will see that it is covered by 6 rectangular surfaces. One on top, one at the bottom, one in the front, and one at the back, one on the left, and one on the right. So this figure's surface area will be the sum of areas of the 6 rectangles. The three-dimensional shape we saw is called a cuboid. It's a three-dimensional shape bounded by rectangular faces. But wait, what is its volume then? Simply put, it is the amount of space it occupies. Another way of looking at it is the amount of space contained within the shape. When do we need to know its surface area? And when would we need its volume? Look at it like this. If I ask you to paint this box, you would need its surface area to find out how much paint you need. And if I ask you how much water this box can store, you would need to know its volume.
I hope from this particular video, the concept of surface area and volume is very, very clear. From the daily life situation, we can give some examples. Suppose the children are having a cuboidal box, and if they want to paint the surfaces, paint the cuboidal box, there the idea of surface area must be used, or how much volume this particular cuboid can hold, it is coming under volume. Okay, and then again there will be a confusion with the words volume and capacity. So for the next video, we'll make it clear.
We come across lots of 3D objects in our daily life. They all occupy a certain amount of space. Volume is the total amount of space occupied by a 3D object. But capacity, on the other hand, is the maximum amount of substance it can hold. Look at all these containers. They all have the ability to hold water in it. So they all have capacity. But look at these objects. They do not have the ability to hold any other substance. So they have volume but no capacity. Due to many similarities, the volume is often confused with capacity. Look at this fish tank, for example. Capacity is the amount of water required to fill the fish tank. Volume, on the other hand, is the total amount of space the tank and water takes up. So, what is the difference between volume and capacity? The difference between capacity and volume is the thickness of the container walls. This difference is negligible if the container is made from a thin material. Look at this second tank, for example. The wall of this tank is several inches thick, so the capacity of this tank is less than the first one. But both the tanks have the same volume. Measuring volume and
So I hope by sharing this particular video, students will be getting, they will be able to distinguish between volume and capacity. Volume means the amount of space needed to occupy, and the capacity means volume we will be referring to the solid objects, and capacity means it is related to containers, how much it can hold, that is capacity. And in many situations, volume will be same as the capacity, where the thickness of that particular wall will be negligible there. Then here again one more slide for understanding what is volume and capacity. Here we have a huge tank there. Then the quantity of space occupied by a solid object is known as the volume, and how much a container can hold, that is the capacity. Now, so we need to, for bringing the concept volume of a cone, we need to give a learning situation to the students. The students will be much brilliant than the teachers. Okay, so in the classroom, we are among the students only. So we can ask the children to suggest some daily life examples where they have to find out the volume of a cone. And in the previous class in grade 8, they are learning volume of a cylinder. So from the volume of the cylinder, we are going to teach what will be the volume of a cone. Now here a learning situation can be given to the students like, so children like ice creams very much. Then the learning situation is how much quantity of ice cream is needed to fill an ice cream cone. And then see, they already know this, and this quantity, this is related to capacity or volume. And here they need an equation for finding out the volume of a cone. So here comes the most important part of the lesson plan, that is activity or learning by doing. And here again, for this particular activity, this much will be coming as the part of, till now I explained the previous knowledge, or which all basic concepts are needed for learning volume of a cone. Now see another activities. Here I am sharing a video, but actually in the classroom we can demonstrate. The teacher will be demonstrating with the help of the students, and also we can divide the classroom into the various groups, and the same way parallelly students can also do the activity.
we have this cone, and this can be enclosed completely in this cylinder. It has the same height. The question is, how much more does this cylinder hold as compared to this cone? Let's find it. Of sector 120 degrees, whose height is 9.5. Let's try to make a cylinder which can fit this cone. So we will cut a straight 9.5, and now we can make a cylinder. The height of this rectangle is same as the height of this cone. Let's try to enclose this rectangle. Make a cylinder and enclose it in our cone. Now we will put a tape. And now let's just see how does the volume of this cone compare with the
Yes, for this one, they need a cylinder and a cone, and they are connected to each other. The height of the cylinder is equal to the height of the cone, and the base radii of both of them are same. Okay, and then they will be feeling a difficulty to make such a cone and a cylinder. For that, if we are showing them how to make a cylinder and a cone of same height and base radius, they will be easily doing that also.
volume of this cylinder.
The activity is actually we need to fill the conical vessel with sand and empty it into the cylindrical container.
And so the cylinder magically holds 3 times the amount of sand that is held by this cone.
So we can see that, 1 second, sorry. We can see that by the third time, the cylinder is completely filled. Okay, then see that at the same time, students also will be doing this particular activity and they can come up with, they can do a presentation based on the result what they have seen there. So volume here, from this particular activity, volume of a cylinder is equal to 3 times volume of a cone, or volume of a cone is 1/3 of the volume of a cylinder. They know the equation for finding out the volume of the cylinder. So volume of the cone is equal to 1/3 pi r square h, where r is the radius of the base of the cone and h is the height of the cone, and pi is the constant. That also they know. Value is 22 divided by 7. Then so this one, this group activity can be done, and groups, the different groups can be given with the different objects also. Instead of sand, we can give rice or any liquids or anything can be given. Let them come and do the presentation based on their activity. Then immediately after teaching this particular topic, a new concept is introduced there. Then we can do the evaluation also, whether the children have understood the topic which we have taught them. In that way, based right from the this previous knowledge, we can ask some questions there. Say like, what do you mean by a plane figure and a solid shape? Then what do you mean by volume of a solid object? Then what is the difference between surface area and volume? Then how will you find out the volume of a cone in that way? So plenty of questions can be asked in the class, and we can check whether the children have understood the new concept or not. Now, see, before, say somebody is telling maths means filled with the problems only. My dear, this mathematics is not only problem solving. If we want to enter the beauty of nature, it is actually lies in the hands of mathematics. I already told you. So that we can see the beauty of our nature with the cone. See, here I have mainly focused on cones only, but with other shapes also we can see wonderful. This images are there. So cone in daily life, see this one, hearts sometimes we are making in the shape of a cone, and this vegetable, carrots, filled with the vitamins, they are in the shape of a cone, and these cones are used in the rod. For barricading the rods, we use cones, and then see we have some tanks in the shape of a cone. It is attached to the cylinder also. Then conical vessels are seen in the chemistry lab. Then again, beauty with the cone. See flowers in the shape of so many flowers, beautiful flowers we can see in the shape of a cone. Some seeds are there, and this one banana flower, beautifully this created by our God. The cone we can see. For beautification of the garden, we can see we can use mathematical shapes, some flowers in the shape of cone, and some birds in the shape of cone. In this way, nature is made beautiful with mathematics. Then again, some lights in the shape of cone. Then this slide I like most. See that this is my favorite slide in my presentation. See God's beautiful creation using mathematical shapes. See yellow flowers, conical flowers are there. See how beautiful they are. And this one, nest of a bird. See two corns are connected to each other and this window is in the shape of a square also. And when we are observing this particular bird, the beak is in the form of a this corn and body also some conical shape we can observe there. Then we have integrated with the art integration. Art integration, see for the time limit, I have included only 2 slides there. This Christmas tree and this one is a flower, this flower vase using this particular conical shape. Then this type of art and craft work, plenty of things we can do with this art integration. And it is integrated with the sports also. Integrated with the sports, you see in sports, we use this cons for creating exercise areas. Now see, one more question I want to ask you. In human body, can you identify any organs with unlimited capacity? Can anyone tell me? Our topic is volume or capacity. In human body, can you identify any organ with unlimited capacity? For a container, capacity is limited. Can anyone give an answer? Yes. Brain, excellent answering, excellent answering. Brain is there. Yes, then one more is there. Congratulations, my dear ma'am. Padmaja ma'am. One more is there. Yes. Question, please. One organ which is having unlimited capacity in our human body. Brain, excellent example. Stomach. So as a stomach means it is limited capacity is there. When we are eating, sometimes you will feel we need to stop. Yes or no? I will show that. Blood vessels. Yes. Another wonderful thing is there. Heart. Yeah. Excellent answering, Padmaja ma'am. Again, this one I will show that. See, as Chinmaya Vidyalaya, it is we give value-based education. Not only Chinmaya Vidyalaya, other Vidyalayas also will be giving value-based education. Each and every topic of us will be connected with the life-related values. So here, this correlation with the life I have taken as our mind. Mind is an excellent vessel with unlimited capacity. And we can fill our mind with the great values of love, compassion, kindness, truthfulness, peace, and non-violence, etc. So when we are teaching all these things to the children, their spiritual development also will be improving there. And the brain also I have included there. We have our brain, an organ with unlimited capacity again, and every day we can store new knowledge into our brain. Okay, sometimes we are getting messages in our mobile phone also, like this phone memory is almost full, but our brain, it will be absorbing whatever things we are giving, the brain will be absorbing, and through practice, it will be at any time we can recollect also. A wonderful organ with unlimited capacity. Then connected to Indian culture. See here, students can do a research work about the construction techniques used to measure the surface area and volume of geometrical shapes used in temples. And almost all the temples we can see they are constructed using mathematical shapes. Not only temples, all the buildings. This one we are building with using mathematical shapes only. Then for the universal outlook, we can see ask the children do a comparative study about the solids used in building of China. See, this one is a beautiful building in China, and here again we can see so many mathematical shapes there. Not only our corn, it is filled with the all mathematical shapes only. Then we have our Taj Mahal, beautiful Taj Mahal, but also built with mathematical shapes. We can see the corn. And not only this volume or capacity is coming there, it is an excellent example for a symmetrical figure also. Then again, correlation with other subjects. In chemistry, one ligand corn angle is there. So connection of mathematics is coming in chemistry, and in physics also we can see some application of cons there. Then again, in biology, in biology, see the first one, our rat, yes or no? The cute face, that cuteness is given by the conical shape. Can you all observe a conical shape there, the face of the rat? Then we have the seashell, the beauty of the seashell. Actually, the this part is like a conical corn. Then we have seeds. Seeds, plenty of seeds are there in the shape of corn. That is the connection of this particular topic with the biology. Then we have some extended knowledge also. Okay, based on the topic, that the next class what they are going to study. And this is a topic from grade 9. In grade 9, they are individually they are studying. But about the this volume and surface area of individual solids there. But in grade 10, the solids will be combined together and visiting the children there. So pencil is an example for combination of solid. And this part is conical there. And here we have a cylinder, and bottom we have a hemisphere also. And the tent, it is the combination of the cylinder along with the corn. This again ice cream. This much portion is conical in shape, and here we have it's a hemisphere. In this way, combination of solids, how can they find out the volume and surface area of combination of solids that they will be seeing in their grade 10. Then again, one more. From the corn, we can make another shape. Okay, all this will be an extended knowledge for the children. And when we are cutting the solid corn through a plane parallel to its base, the corn will be divided into two parts. A smaller corn we will be getting, and the rest of this particular corn, it is known as a frustum of a corn. And they can find out how they can investigate how many faces are there, what about the surface area, and how can we find out the volume of this particular frustum also. Now comes the this problem solving part. Okay, maths means filled with the problems only, but we have the solutions also there. Okay, rather than concentrating in the problems part, we can concentrate in the solution. In the life also, wherever problems are there, we have a solution also. So first of all, some easy level questions can be given to them to check whether they have understood or they will be thorough with the problem solving there. And slowly by slowly, we can increase the difficulty level of the question. Then now board is giving more competency-based questions. This type of situational questions also can be given to the students. This Ramzan Mela is going on. And during the Ramzan Mela, a stall keeper filled orange juice in a large cylindrical vessel of base radius 15 centimeter up to a height of 32 centimeter. The juice is filled in conical glasses of base radius 3 centimeter up to a height of 8 centimeter and sold each glass for ₹25. So they are asked to find out the number of conical glasses into which the orange juice can be filled and find the total money received by the storekeeper. So this type of questions, plenty of questions are there. I have included only this particular question, and it will be improving the critical thinking of the students and the problem solving skill also. And this we usually after teaching this particular concept, plenty of questions are asked, and we will end our class by giving the homework and assignment for practice also. Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, let me thank the entire DKIF.
Hello.
Thank you so much, Manju ma'am. It was a visual delight. And I loved the way you were incorporating all the multidisciplinary aspects towards the end of the plan. It was wonderful. And I was, because I personally love STEAM. So I really liked the way you incorporated all the subjects in this, including the heart and the mind, spiritualistic aspect. So I loved it. And I see Dr. Rashmi Tyagi. I see Dr. Rashmi Tyagi trying to join in, and
Yes.
I would ask her to come in now for the feedback.
Shweta ji, whatever you just, given the compliments for this lesson, they are really accurate and very good. And I'm sorry I cannot, open my camera because I've got some technical problems. But it is a wonderful lesson plan, which I have seen, after a long time. And it is, as per the 21st century. And the multidisciplinary Shweta ji, you have used the word multidisciplinary, and it is almost covering so many subjects together. And it is a perfect STEAM, lesson plan. And she has started with the mathematics. And in the mathematics, she has come to the physics and chemistry that she has added. Physics in the sense that they were talking about the, 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional, those things. And also, chemistry, because they are talking of the volume. So they have added these topics together. And then the biology, that was really awesome, that how the organs of the body she has integrated with this topic about the space. She's talking of the space also, that what is the space inside, a cone, space inside a 3-dimensional thing, and all that. So she talks about brain, and then she talked about, the blood vessels, that how much space they are having. So that is a great integration. I don't know, it seems she has done it for the primary or middle school, but it can be taken to the higher studies also. And it was wonderful. I will suggest that the students should be taken to the chemistry lab also, because in the chemistry lab, we have got the burettes, the pipettes, and the conical flask and cylinder, type of things, so many type of things. So there they should tell them that how we can measure the volume and we can transfer to the other vessel. So taking them to the chemistry lab, it will really add to their knowledge about volume. And when we are talking of the physics, then, those, the structures of the atoms, the molecules will be added, because they are talking of 3-dimensional. And then in the end, I will say that they have got a lab in their house. All the children, the mother's kitchen. The mother's kitchen is a lab only. So they can go to the mother's kitchen. They can make a list of the, different shapes and size of the, things which are present, the glass things, the steel utensils, and all that. And then once you should maybe ask them to prepare the cold drink or a drink by adding, sugar to the calibrated amount of water and something else. And you can even ask them question where the sugar has gone, whether the volume has increased after adding sugar, and all those things. So it is a wonderful thing. And I give all the, marks you say or whatever. It is wonderful. And nature also she had brought. She told them to make different shapes. So the art integration has also come. So it is a total stream. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So much, Rashmi ma'am. Love to hear you. And I invite Dr. Prerna Chauhan also to provide her feedback.
As Shweta ma'am, you told to the audience, it was delightful to see the wonderful presentation. And I would like to say, Madam Manju, begin with the mathematics tree. We all have the mathematics phobia. So that phobia can be removed when there is an art integration, when we can connect with the real life experience, then the mathematics phobia will get disappear.
Definitely.
And during the presentation, you have shown the IIT Gandhinagar work. They are doing very wonderful job to create the hands-on activity. So it's my suggestion, if you will visit the IIT Gandhinagar website, so they are doing wonderful job for the teachers to create the hands-on activity. So the learning will become very joyful, especially in the field of mathematics. She has done the very good integration of ICT in her presentation. And in learning outcome, she touched all the higher level of learning of cognitive domain. That is very wonderful. One suggestion I would like to give in the end, that the evaluation part where I find something is lacking, because nowadays when we talk about the Bloom's taxonomy, then we cannot frame the question in the forms of what. Always try to include the other verbs for framing the question. So you have to work on the framing of the question in the evaluation part. Rest of the part of your lesson plan was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanat ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prerna ma'am. And that brings us to the end of this session today. Unfortunately, the third contestant has a technical issue and internet issue, so we might incorporate her in some other session. So today's session comes to an end, and I would request Mr. Dishan from Sri Lanka to wind up the session and give his feedback. I can say feedback or his ideas or his experience. Tell us about his experience about the session. Love to hear that.
Thank you so much for doing such a wonderful moderation. Shwetaji, I congratulate you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Shweta. On behalf of International Association for Quality Education, first of all, let me invite our teachers from Sri Lanka to share their views on today's lesson plans. I guess there may be few, so it would be really great if we could have any one of you or maybe one or two teachers to share your ideas on today's lesson plan. Okay, since I don't see anyone, okay. Personally, for me, it was really an eye-opener, I would say. And especially, I have to thank the Dr. Kalam International Foundation for really organizing this session on lesson plans on various topics. Actually, I'm sure that our teachers and educators will be able to benefit out of this. And it's really an eye-opener for many of us. And I'm eagerly waiting and looking forward to go through other lesson plans also, because actually even yesterday's plans were really different. And especially, I would say my interest was on Mishpa Kazi ma'am's, which was the virtual DNA extraction, the demo. I really enjoyed it. Indeed to say, it was really interesting. I really didn't know how quick and how time had passed, but it was so interesting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So since there aren't any teachers from Sri Lanka, let me wind up the session. Once again, I'd like to thank the Dr. Kalam International Foundation for their relentless efforts in organizing such a informative thing for all our teachers, so that everyone benefits, and also the teachers will be, not only the teachers, current teachers, also the ones who will benefit, the future teachers also would benefit. And I also would like to say that the conference will be held from 26th to 30th of May in New Delhi. Those who are keen can register. And if you have any queries or any issues, we'll be really happy, and we are ready to assist you in any way. You could either contact Ms. Sugandhi, or you could contact me. So we'll be available at any time. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. And good night.
Hello, I am Indira Navaratne from Sri Lanka. I would like to thank, excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead. Yes.
My sincere thanks for all the educators in this event, and your insight and expertise made a significant impact. And we are grateful for your valuable contribution. And thank you again for sharing your knowledge and making our event very successful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, may I come in? Good evening, everyone. I would also like to put few words, if the moderator, Ms. Sweta Singh, allow me. Am I allowed
Absolutely,
to
sir.
talk?
The event is all yours.
So, really excellent, awesome, nice presentations by both the speakers today. Actually, I did my graduation with mathematics honors from University of Delhi. So I had been a student of mathematics, so close to my heart. And the way Manju ma'am, presented and connected all those subjects into it, it was marvelous. Uh, I feel that had I got such a teacher, I would have been Ramanujam or some other mathematician kind of person today. So, excellent, ma'am, and we were unfortunate to have a teacher like you. Having said that, what I feel is that there's now a responsibility for DKIF, and I would also like to invite IFQE into this, that now we have got tremendous responsibility on our soldiers uh, to, spearhead uh, these kinds of lessons plans, which can be, we can invite other schools, the teachers. We should try to motivate them to follow these kind of lesson plans, so that the students from those schools, those places of our country or any other country, especially SAARC countries, could benefit out of it. So I think that the presenters also have this responsibility. I would invite all these 14 presenters, rather those other presenters also, though they could not be shortlisted, but they have also done awesome work. Uh, so I would like to invite all of them to be the ambassadors for these kind of lesson plans, and join hands with DKIF, so that we could, you know, uh, motivate other teachers, make them understand what exactly goes into planning a lesson, how it should be taught in the classroom, whereby NEP and NCF could be, could be included into that. So, with these words, I hope that Manju ma'am is ready for that. Are you ready for doing that, ma'am?
Definitely, sir.
Right, because this is our responsibility as a teacher. Teaching is not a job; it's a responsibility. All right, so we can take spare some time and do this good social work for the benefit of the children of our country, and as well as the other countries also. So, with these words, thank you so much once again, Manju ma'am, and our other presenter today. It was really great hearing you all. Thank you so much, Shweta ma'am.